Hi, I'm Rodney Donahue, and today I am going to talk with you about the movie Superbad.
Oh yeah, I've been had my eyes on you for a while.
Okay, so last semester I had my class pick a movie for me to watch that I would talk about for my YouTube channel. Last semester they chose Blazing Saddles. This semester, I asked the same thing of my film class to pick a movie for me to review on YouTube, and they picked a movie in which there are swear words in almost every sentence for about the first half of the movie.
Oh.
When I first set out to do this, I wasn't even sure that I would be able to show any clips. When I was thinking of the things that were funny in the movie, I was thinking, how am I going to get this onto YouTube?
And take off your vest. You look like Aladdin.
Some of the funny things that happen, don't necessarily have all of the raunch, all of the language, all of the situations, and I think I could talk about Superbad.
Hey, did she say we're gonna get to shoot somebody or something?
Oh God, I wish. Nah, it's probably just some lame house party. We'll drop you off after. Is that cool?
Yeah, man.
I want to start by talking about the Superbad DVD case that I got. When I was looking at it, it said, "From the people that brought you Knocked Up and The 40-Year-Old Virgin." These are both movies that I watched once and never had any indication that I was ever going to watch again.
I guess we saw a bit of ourselves, and we just wanted to show you that, cops can have a fun time too,
This movie, I figured, probably wasn't going to be up my alley. When I think back on the movie Superbad, I'm going to talk about how I feel about it first. When I think back on the movie Superbad, I kind of like it. It had some really funny moments, which I think make up for a lot.
All right, that's good. It's hard to trace, I guess. Wait, you changed your name to McLovin? McLovin?
The ending was very cute.
So I could just give you a lift, and then Evan could take Becca home. Okay. If that works. I don't know if it's in your route.
That would be fine with me.
Fine, yeah. Maybe we can get some food.
Yeah, I'd like that.
But the lead up to the ending, everything at the final party section.
I can't tell you because it's a secret. From me. So come on. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye.
I don't really like when my comedies venture toward drama.
You're like the coolest person that's ever talked to me. I thought we'd both be drunk.
What does me being drunk have anything to do with it?
It feels almost, I hesitate to say too real. This movie being written by Seth Rogen and the main character being Seth, and, it being Jonah Hill and Michael Cera.
What's that to do with this?
Hey, calm down. Let me get a picture of that real quick.
No, you can't have a picture.
It seems there's probably a good dose of reality in the film.
My God, really funny.
I think that gets in the way of the movie.
Everybody, Seth has got it.
In some regards. The first 30 minutes or so of the movie.
Oh. I'm sorry.
I wasn't really all that interested. I like the bit with the $80 bill. That was pretty funny. I'll talk about that in a minute. But I think that the real change in how I feel about the movie occurs whenever McLovin gets punched in the face.
Okay. Your total is $96.59.
It was just a great moment.
Nine.
So here's the thing about Superbad. Okay, Superbad is a comedy with some realistic elements at the end.
My name? It's McLovin.
McLovin?
My problem is The movie that I want to watch is McLovin, the 25-year-old Hawaiian organ donor.
This guy's either gonna think, here's another kid with a fake ID, or here's McLovin, the 25-year-old Hawaiian organ donor.
I want to watch him and the cops, and that's all I want to watch. And Michael Cera and Jonah Hill, they both keep getting in the way of the movie that I want to watch. I loved almost everything with McLovin and the cops. The stuff with Jonah Hill and Michael Cera it ended up being okay, but for the most part, I just really didn't care.
Don't make this weird. Sing.
Sing it again.
It's not good when your two main characters are not the ones that I'm all that interested in watching.
Notice this. We cover it with chocolate.
I think Michael Cera and Jonah Hill do fine. I think their performances are good. I just wasn't interested in that particular story. I think the problem with the narrative is that the stakes...
You said something earlier about like a fake ID or something, right?
The stakes have some very simple solutions.
Can you get us booze?
All the girls really have to do is beg their older siblings to buy them alcohol, but they don't want to.
That would save me such a hassle because I was going to beg my sister, but...
If that's the fallback, which is entirely possible...
That would save me such a hassle because I was going to beg my sister, but...
Then the shenanigans that occur are they feel very forced.
So, okay, so then we will see you tonight.
I think I need a narrative with a little more at stake.
Is this about Becca? Is this about some girl?
I kind of like the idea of the way the narrative splits, where at the very end...
I've wanted to tell you for so long that you're the best.
I know!
Girl.
You've got Michael Cera and the girl who gets way too drunk for comfort. And then you've got...
You know what?
It's green beer. For your information.
You know what? I'm actually good.
Jonah Hill and his girl, and she doesn't drink at all. And so you've got...
Are you crying?
No, I just have something in both my eyes.
The prospective girls are on opposite ends of the spectrum, and they're both sort of in this kind of nebulous drunk place.
I thought we'd both be drunk.
What does me being drunk have anything to do with it?
That's okay. It felt a little weird. The little sleeping bag scene at the end was a little weird.
Can't believe you saved me.
It's not disgusting. It's just weird, which is ironic because, you know, the first 45, 50 minutes of the movie is disgusting.
Fine, Evan. Here it comes. When I was a little kid, I kind of had this problem. And it's not even that big of a deal. Something like 8% of kids do it, but whatever. It's, for some reason, I don't know why, just kind of...
Really, all I want to do is watch a bunch of cops go crazy and hit people with their car and attempt to frame people for the damage that they did with the car. And I want to watch them, you know, have their little moment with McLovin.
We're really sorry, McLovin. This has gone on. This has gone way too far.
What are you talking about? We know you're not 25, man. We're not idiots, McLovin.
You know, I want McLovin to shoot the gun, and I want him to shoot at more things. That's all I really want.
Break yourself, fool!
It's not like a fraction of the movie. I mean, it's probably like 30 minutes of the movie, but I want more of that. I try to talk a little bit about film history when I do these, and this movie has a sequence that reminds me of American Graffiti, which the whole movie looks like American Graffiti. And so that's clearly a big inspiration for this. But American Graffiti has a kid that basically looks like McLovin, who is attempting to buy beer for a woman that he wants to get with. And he gets this guy to, he's like, you know, can you get me some alcohol? And he's like, yeah, I can do that. And so he gives him the money, and the guy goes inside, and the guy, he's shooting a gun, and he clearly takes money from the register. You know, he clearly has robbed this convenience mart, and then he gets alcohol for the kid. And so, you know, there are portions of this movie that remind me of that are obviously inspired by that.
Okay. Your total is $96.59.
I would watch American Graffiti again. I probably won't need to watch Superbad again. It was fine. You know, it wasn't bad.
All right, that's good. It's hard to trace, I guess. Wait, you changed your name to McLovin?
The first 30 minutes, I thought, oh my gosh, I hate this movie. But once the cops show up after McLovin gets punched in the face, it's a really fun sequence. You know, McLovin getting punched in the face, the cops show up, and so they think McLovin is busted, but instead, he's a witness and a victim to this robbery.
You're an organ donor.
That was pretty good. I really like the Jonah Hill sequence where he is going to try to get the alcohol from the store McLovin works at. First, he imagines the $80 bill, which I just thought was absolutely brilliant, and then he goes through the sequence with the old woman trying to just get out of there. I like that editing sequence.
How old are you?
22.
You certainly are. That'll be $80.
Oh, okay. Sure, thank you kindly. Will that do?
Certainly will. Thank you, Seth.
Hey, thank you.
I mean, I feel like I need to give this movie like a rating.
22.
Usually I don't really like to rate movies with like numbers or grades or stars or anything, but this movie I feel like I need to do that because it's so...
I think we wanted to show ourselves.
I'm of two minds about it. I really am. I'm really torn.
That looks terrible.
Yeah.
You look great. You don't look terrible.
Because, like I said, the ending's really kind of cute. You know, it's nice that... Who knew that men should be... or even boys should be respectful and honest to women. You know, that's how they win the day.
You don't deserve that, so I'm sorry. On the upside, I think you look cool with a black eye. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I'm of two minds. One is that there are a lot of things in this movie that I really like. I really like the drawing sequence where Jonah Hill's character is younger and he's just drawing all the terrible drawings that I'm not even going to put him in this, so don't worry about that. I'll put something else here probably, but I'm not going to put that. So there are lots of things in this movie that I like, things that I found funny.
McLovin! Nice!
Came out. I took him down.
I'm buying you a beer, McLovin!
I'm buying you one too. All you guys take note.
But I don't think I could sit through it again.
What are you thinking, man? What are you doing?
What? I lost Jules' money. Vogel's dead to us now. We don't have any other choices. Let's go.
I don't like this idea at all.
I'd be willing to watch scenes, but I don't think that makes it for a good movie.
You're gonna love it. I know you're gonna love it.
I guess I'd give it a 6. Saying that sounds high, but like it really feels like an average because the scenes that I like, I feel are like...
He assaulted the customer, grabbed the cash, and ran out.
So, how?
Say when, height-wise.
8, 9, and the sequences that I don't like, I mean, they're really low.
Well, you gotta get me some Kyle's Killer Lemonade.
1, 2... The sequence at the beginning where they're talking about the website that they're going to subscribe to reminds me a lot of the section of Knocked Up where the guys essentially accidentally invent the Mr. Skin website.
It's disgusting. You're like an animal.
Which had already been around. They just didn't know it. And so I just I don't know. Even 6 now seems too high, but I'll leave it at 6. I think that that's fine. It's a good average for how I feel about this movie, and so we'll run with that.
Sir, did you do this on the floor?
No. And you should really clean this up. Someone could really hurt themselves.
So I'm Rodney Donahue. This is my Superbad video.
Hey, where's the love?
I love McLovin. I'm so glad he was in Pitch Perfect and has done some other things.
It's 10:33.